From Graham. The violence in Cairo is increasing today. At least 40 people died and more than 300 are wounded in clashes outside a military building where supporters of Mohamed Morsi gathered to protest. There are conflicting reports about whether gunmen fired on Egyptian troops or if the soldiers opened fire first. This comes after millions of Egyptians took to the streets again on Sunday to show their support for the new interim government. Our Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell is in Cairo. He reports that many are concerned about the role the Obama administration played in the Morsi government.
Whether it was Tahrir Square or outside Cairo's presidential palace, millions of Egyptians stood behind what they call their new revolution. This is one of the many anti-Morsi demonstrations taking place throughout Egypt. Demonstrators here are upset with the Obama administration for what they say is their support for the Muslim Brotherhood. The demonstrations prominently displayed signs saying U.S. President Obama supports terrorism. He also carried signs criticizing the role of U.S. Ambassador to Egypt, Ann Patterson. They feel she and the Obama administration gave legitimacy to the Muslim Brotherhood, what they see now as a terrorist group. Michael Munir of the U.S. Coptic Association says for 2 years, the Obama administration marginalized secular leaders, moderate Muslims and Christians, while propping up Islamists.
Throughout these two years, Ann Patterson would not meet with secular leaders as much as she met with Islamists and Salafis and jihadists. And she propped them in American media and made them look like they're political operatives.
Munir and others feel the Obama administration helped Morsi maintain his power. Former Israeli ambassador to Egypt, Zvi Mazel, can't understand the U.S. support for the Muslim Brotherhood.
Something went wrong, to my humble opinion, in the White House. They just did not understand what was happening in the Middle East and especially in Egypt. And then they gave their support to the Muslim brothers.
Many hit the streets because they feared since his election 1 year ago, Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood were using democracy to establish a dictatorship.
He became like a god. We took to the streets just to protest against this decree and saying that you will not be a dictator and this country is free.
Mohammed Suleiman is one of the young activists behind the protest. Suleiman says the Muslim Brotherhood failed to provide even the basics.
This government was disastrous. They couldn't manage the country. They couldn't provide us with the basic needs for life, bread, water.
Many Egyptians feared their country without a change would become like Iran, an Islamic theocracy. The leaders behind this revolution insist it's not a coup, but a popular uprising.
How could that be a coup? We organized this 4 months ago. We told the people to go and sign petitions to impeach Morsi.
Despite the millions in the streets supporting the new government, the Muslim Brotherhood vows it will continue to fight.
Will continue uplifting the pressure, and it will increase the pressure on the SCAF Council and the military coup dictatorship until they recede and reinstall President Morsi back to his rightful seat.
No one can predict what will happen next, but the recent violence is one sign there may be a long, hard road ahead for Egypt. That's why many Christians here are asking for prayer for the Arab world's most strategic nation. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Cairo, Egypt.